Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new episode of my Studio Shed Adventure Vlog, where I am talking about the build out of my new studio for my gaming adventures and also my new office that I did in the backyard. And, in these new times where we have a lot of people working at home due to the crisis that we're under, and a lot of folks are doing that I took this opportunity to kind of change things in my world. And my wife went out and looked and found a studio shed that we got on auction. And if you haven't been following up on this, we have built that shed out. Now, this is one of the later episodes. There's a few episodes before that. I will post them, up in the corner or something, so at the end of this video, so you can see them. If you want to go back and take a look, because it's been just a little while since I produced the last one. But just to get started, we're at a point where we were going to get some other things done, and I got a typo. Oh my god. All right, well, anyway, guys, that's okay. We'll just have fun with that. You can razz me about it. Anyway, you can see the picture of the shed there, and you've seen this a bunch of times. But what we were doing was we got the electrical in. That was really the biggest next step from the previous video. And that is in place now. And so what's cool about that is that we have electrical into the building at this point, even though the building interior was not done. And I think I showed some pictures of the wiring because that was done as well. And we then put in the air conditioning and the cable box, the cable internet box. It went into place, and that's what you're seeing here. You can see that we put a little window unit, but we didn't put it in a window. We actually made a space for it. And then we surrounded it with silicone. Now, on the outside, it doesn't look all that pretty, but the good news is this is in the back corner of the building. So if you're coming from the house or the gate to our yard, you don't see this. This is in the back. You wouldn't see it at all. But it's pretty cool that we had all that stuff. And I put one of the air conditioning in there for the folks and myself when we were working in there to build things out. But now that we had that in there and we got the air conditioner going, again, like I said, you could see if you look closely that there's some silicone around. We sealed it up. There's a rubber flap at the bottom. It does drip, and that's okay because it drips onto the ground, but it's not that big a deal. Next up, we brought in, of course, all the sheetrock, and the sheetrock had to go in. We also brought in all of the insulation that was coming into play there. There was a lot of that, by the way. The insulation was quite a bit. I was really surprised at how much we had to bring in for this build out. It was interesting. We ended up having to go back multiple times. We also needed additional I can't remember what it's called. Mud, I believe is what it's called, that does the sheetrock, because if you look up in the right underneath the lip of the shed there, you see the two struts for the shed. Now, when we did the foundation, the road base foundation, we were told because of the way road base works, you really didn't need to do anything else. But that wasn't true. And since we have put some concrete slabs underneath those struts there, and the reason we did that is because it shifted when you walk from side to side in the building just a little bit, and that was enough to place cracks in the drywall mud when the room shifted. So we had to solve for that. We actually did solve for it. But if you look in here on the interior, you can see that we started to put some the sheetrock up, and that's what it started to look like. There's the wires hanging down. You can see the sheetrock going up in the ceiling. Now, we did something really interesting there, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Because you see these beams going across, I did drop the ceiling so it comes across here, and it doesn't go up into the rafters like that. It goes straight across, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then here you can also see the insulation in both these pictures, the insulation going in. Now, this whole area up here was insulated. And when I run the air conditioning, it gets actually really cool in there. And it's not a big air conditioning unit, but it did solve that problem for us. So it's pretty cool. Then after we got the sheetrock and all of the insulation put in, we did start to paint the interior, and you can see we use a soft blue color. The ceiling is the same color now as the walls, and you can see how we did the arc there, right? It goes up and over. That's the air conditioner on the interior. Now you can see here, we're going to put a frame around it. We haven't done that yet, actually, even at this stage, but we are going to put a frame around that so it looks nicer. But you can see that all the drywall went up, and it looked really, really nice. This is another side. You can still see that we were working on the ceiling there during this point, and the floor was not in yet. Now you can also see that we did the entire door with sheetrock and that as well, and it turned out nice. Though we need to put weather stripping up in the portions of the. If you look around the door, there needs to be weather stripping up there. We are also going to frame the windows with some border, some base borders. It'll look nice when we're done, but I think you get the idea. And then you can see here, I did get the internet in there on this side too, on the far side of the room. It actually runs underneath the shed and to the other side of the room there. You can also see that this is unfinished at this point, but the wall was done, and we did it. We painted everything that nice soft blue color. After that, we got the lighting running. Now, it was already in place, but you can see before we painted the walls, we put recessed lighting into dropped into the ceiling. That was super cool, and it looks really good in there, and it's nice and bright when you're in the room. Even with the natural lighting coming in, it helps all the more. But this is where my office space will be, on this side near where the cable box is and the outlet here. But the recess, there's basically three, I think it's three across the top, and they're really bright and nice. It worked out very, very well. Here you can also see it's a little blurry, but you can see another example of it as it's finishing out with the lighting. Turned out great. I mean, really, when you stand in there now, you can't tell that it's an exterior building. It turned out great. One of the reasons I want to put this picture up is to show you that this area, you remember these windows that went across the top there? So I had to make a choice, and I talked about this in a previous video, of keeping or losing those windows. And we did decide to lose them, because we put the ceiling across here, like you can see in these other two images, that also blocked these little vents there. So we sealed them up so that critters wouldn't work their way in there at some point and get into the building. They have a screen over them, but we just sealed them, so there's no issues there. They're not going to, because we have insulation up here and everything, there's not going to be any benefit to having these up. So you can see the little vent right in the window, and the windows on the side. Now, it was really cool. I would have liked to have kept those windows, but in the end, it just didn't work out for us. So we chose not to do that. But those are the gives and takes you have to go through when you're planning a build out like this, right? So after we did the painting, we painted the ceiling and the floors, got the lighting in and everything. We decided to do the floor next, and you can see in this picture it's really starting to come together. The outlets are in. We haven't framed the windows yet. I still haven't done that, but we do intend to, and I haven't framed the air conditioner yet either, but we do intend to do that as well. But you can see that we put some nice baseboards around the bottom, and you can start to see how that floor looks with the ceiling part and the paint job that happened on the interior there. And that's what the floor looks like. It turned out super, super nice. These are all little, see these pieces right there, they come in strips. And we had to do a lot of cutting, a lot of measuring, and a lot of trial and error to make sure that those went in correctly. But in the end, the floor looked absolutely fantastic. And you can still see, if you look at the very bottom right, not the very bottom right, but by the doors, you can still see a little blue strip. That's the moisture pad that we put underneath the floor, so that in the event that there is a moisture that gets in there, it'll be absorbed by that pad. Also, the pad creates some cushion. You see I got plenty of outlets in the room, and it just turned out super nice in the end. So basically, these were not meant to be long videos, so now the next part of it is moving in, but you can see here it is all lit up. Now we are going to build a deck around this as well, but that's going to be a phase 2 thing because of the costs associated. In the end, we have completed the interior to the point where I'm actually putting furniture and stuff in there, but there's some things I found out. It is a big open space, and that caused a lot of acoustical issues. So I'm solving that, and you'll see what I do to solve that in later videos. And one thing, I don't know if you can really tell because it's a nighttime shot, but those little windows up on top, if you look carefully, you can see the insulation up there, which I don't like. So we're probably going to end up putting like little stickers or something across those windows, just a film, like that makes it look like it's not quite transparent or something like that. That's probably the best way to go. But you can also see here that you can tell that it's illuminated from under the windows. We have an exterior light right under the windows as well, under the top lip of the window, that turned out really nice. And they shine down on the two beds two little flower beds underneath each window, which we're thinking about planting peppers, colored peppers in there, because I thought that would look really nice. And then when you add the deck on, it's going to be great. It's going to be a deck with a ramp that leads up to the door. Now the left-hand door we are going to seal. It will not open. And then the right-hand door, it locks, and it will be the door that I use to go in and out of the studio. We are also, by the way, I know where I live, it's a pretty safe area, but I come from Los Angeles, so we are going to be installing security in there before I put anything truly valuable in it, like my computer equipment, things like that. But as it stands so far, I mean, it locks and everything, but someone could break in if they made an effort. However, we're going to put some motion sensors and door sensors in there. Window sensors on the windows as well, and then that'll secure it up. I think the motion sensor coming from the far left of the room will cover most of it. Anyway, that said, guys, that's my studio vlog for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and there will be more. So as we get closer to completing this project, we're going to have quite a bit go on. And one of the cool things about this project is I'm doing some things that are going to allow me to expand what I do with my channel. I'm putting a big screen TV on the wall in there that I'm going to be able to display things on. And I did decide that I'm going to start doing reviews of games now, unpaid. I'm going to be very clear on that. Unpaid reviews. I won't accept payment to do reviews. And the reason I don't do reviews today is because I just haven't. I thought maybe it wouldn't be worth it. There's a lot of people that do reviews now, and really reviews are just opinion pieces on what you think. But I think I have a big enough base and audience that likes the things I like that if I gave them a good recommendation, they would find it useful. And I get emails from and comments from you all the time about how I helped you to make a purchase that you've enjoyed. And that's really the point to this, is to continue to engage our community and to help you find games that you like for you and your family. And keep the stories being told and the families and people at the table where they can play games. Fortunately, right now, because I haven't moved in, I'm doing things like gameplay on Tabletop Simulator, which is actually proven to be a lot of fun. I played with my brother in California the other night, played a game on Tabletop Simulator. It was great. We played Marvel United. I wanted to introduce him to that. He was interested after seeing my video, so it was pretty cool. And we had fun with that, and I like doing those types of things as well. So, again, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe on the channel. And give me some good, strong likes there so we can continue to promote this. Because I'm planning to do some big changes to the channel. I'm not planning to. I am implementing some big changes. And one of those is I'm getting sick of the ads on my own channel, much less other people's. So I may be eliminating the AdSense YouTube ads from the channel videos and not monetizing them in that way, which means I'll need your help with some things, because I mean, this does cost money, and I would like it to not cost money. I don't care about making a ton of money out of it. I'm not trying to make a profit, but breaking even would be nice. And so you'll see how, as I go through this process, what I'm going to be doing to accommodate that and make it more of a better experience for you all. So thanks again. Take care. I'll talk to you and see you in the next episode of either this or something else. And also, I'm playing Marvel United. I got another video going up on that, or may already be up on that soon. So thanks. Take care. Talk to you later.